Chapter 3. Kieran was sitting in her room watching the fire. A blizzard had hit Valhalla, and the entire castle was shut up while the winds outside raged. The knicker was asleep beside her, and she absent-mindedly ran her hands along his back while she watched the flames dance. Due to rumors and miscommunications, the knicker was now named Knicker. She had to admit it was easier to have him around with a name, though, but she was getting tired of him getting blamed for everything missing in the kingdom. A particularly strong gust brushed past her window, and she glanced out at the snow. She hated snow, and it often immediately shifted out of anywhere that had it. Because cloaks hindered fighting, it wasn't practical to wear one, even if it was snowing. It had been quiet in the month since her return. She was still staying in the ladies' chambers, much to Ulrich's dismay, but she wasn't about to be caught in his room again. Boredom had struck, and while most of the castle settled down with a good book, she resisted the urge to learn how to read. "Lady Kieran?" She heard the voice out in the antechamber. She thought it was stupid that men couldn't come into her room, and would instead stand in the antechamber and call her. "What?" she asked, still looking into the fire. "Can you come out here?" "No." "There's a child missing from the city," he called out to her. She sighed. "Knicker doesn't take kids." There was a pause while the knight tried to figure out what she meant. Finally, he tried again. "He wandered off in the city. King Ulrich has called all castle staff to help look for him." "I'm not staff." "No, ma'am. However, he asked that I come get you." Kieran finally got to her feet and went into the antechamber. "Why would I go out into a blizzard after some kid?" The knight frowned. "He could die out there. One child less." "Come on, kid," Finn said, joining them. "We're all heading out, and the king thinks you may have some magical way of finding him." "I don't." "Well, you're coming anyway." "What makes you think that? It's cold and miserable out there. Which is why we need to find that little boy." She crossed her arms and glared at him. "I'm the Lady of Valhalla. I don't have to go out into a snowstorm to find some little brat." "Yes, you do." "Send Scythius after him." "No, it's our job to find him," Finn said, and took her arm. "Now, come on." "I'm not going out there." Finn didn't respond, but just pulled her down the stairs by her arm. On the way out the front doors, one of the knights put a fur-lined cloak over her shoulders. Kieran was hauled out to where all the knights and townspeople were waiting for instructions from Ulrich. Ulrich chuckled when Finn pulled her up to the front, and it was obvious she didn't want to be there. Ulrich turned back to the crowd. "You have your assignments. Make sure one of your group checks in with command every hour. Command will be just inside the castle doors." Kieran raised her eyebrows and started for the doors, but Finn took her arm. "No. I'm going to wait with command." "No, you're not." She sighed when Finn took her arm again and pulled her over to her waiting horse. "Get on and go look for him." Kieran sighed and climbed onto her horse. "Fine. What's the little hellion look like?" "He's a kid. I'm guessing any kid out in the woods right now should be returned to command." "Oh, ha-ha. Where's my group?" Finn grinned. "You don't get a group." "Why not?" "The king doesn't think you need backup. The others are townsfolk and can't handle a fight if they run into trouble. If I get my ass handed to me by Hallsacks all because I'm looking for some kid, I won't—" "You won't," Finn said, and then slapped the rump of her horse, sending it flying into the trees. Just as he neared the tree line, he heard her cursing at him. Kieran was furious by the time she got deep into the trees. She was freezing, and had her hands tucked under the cloak and up against the warm horse. Without someone holding the reins, the horse finally slowed to a stop and began picking at the bark on a tree. She didn't care if the horse was moving or not. The last thing she wanted to do was search for a missing child. When a strong wind made it through the trees, Kieran shivered and then took the reins. She finally decided that if she wanted to get out of the cold, she had to find the kid.